Uh, Dear colleagues, today the spokesperson of the administration period of Ukraine, Mr. Oleksandr Motuzyanyk, will speak about the latest ATO developments. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The latest news from the area of anti-terrorist operation for the past 24 hours. No casualties, no wounded among Ukrainian servicemen. Yesterday in the evening, 3 episodes of ceasefire break on behalf of illegal terrorist forces were registered nearby the town of Zolote, Luhansk region, also in the suburbs of Horlivka, Mayorsk and Kirov. It was done as provocation in an attempt to force retaliation fire from the Ukrainian side. No heavy armaments were used. An enemy drone was registered nearby Tryokhizbenka, Lugansk Oblast. The State Security Service detained a Russian suspected of cooperation with insurgents at the Ukrainian-Russian border. The national of Yakutia arrived to Donetsk last April and was arrested by terrorists because of drunk driving. In order to shorten his time behind bars, he joined the terrorist forces and served at block posts in Yasinovata. Please see the video. I served in a battalion Vostok nearby Yasinovata. What were your functions? Our functions was to provide oversight of moves of battalion, and I can tell you that there is nothing for us to do here. Let Ukraine sort out its problem itself. There is no way for us to become engaged. That is, you recommend Russians not to go here? Yes, I would recommend this. Why were you detained? Okay. Another yet insurgent was detained in Kramatorsk. It was established then in spring 2014. The previously convicted arrived from the neighboring Alexandrovsk Rayon to join the so-called DNR formations, and with arms in his hands he was on block post during the occupation of the city by insurgents. After Kramatorsk was freed, he remained in the city hoping he will not be uncovered. An enemy informer was detained nearby Volnovaha. He siphoned information about movements of Ukrainian forces and equipment, locations and personnel to a coordinator of the informant network. A short video of his interrogation. My task was to provide information about the movements of Ukrainian military forces and equipment. How frequent did you have to do it? As much as it moved, but more specific. Well, it could be once a week, it could be once a month. It could be 2 or 3 times a week that I had to call to report information. How did you get information? Well, the machinery and equipment would move just beside my house, and even from the sound of it, I could gather what type of it was and how much of vehicles it was. At times I would see them on the road. Did you understand that you were supplying this information to DNR forces that will use it against the Ukrainian military forces? Yes, I did understand this. The State Security Service neutralized a subversion group in Dnipropetrovsk that was readying itself to blast a bridge, the so-called Kaidansky Bridge across the Dnieper. 2 group members were detained on the spot, and they were found to have 6 grenades. 2 more members were detained later on. They acknowledge the affiliation with the grenade burst in military conscription office in Dnipropetrovsk on 12th of September. They also collected information about the military forces of Ukraine to transfer it to the enemy.
The clearing of the armed services of Ukraine is continued. Yesterday, the servicemen from SBU and Alpha Special Force Unit have detained the commander of one of the battalions from 28th Brigade for illegal getting 1,100,000 hryvnia as a bribe, and this was done for participation in financing of terrorism and cooperation in crossing the border by 10 transport vehicles when they crossed the contact line. Also, the expropriation of the illegal arms continues near in Pervomaisk in Yasinovat district in Donetsk Oblast. The arsenal was expropriated, and this was the Kalashnikov machine gun, 2 cartridges, grenades, etc. And the owner explained that he found this in the old blog post of the terrorists. President of Ukraine and Secretary General of NATO, Mr. Jens Stoltenberg, together opened the joint military exercises for the emergency service units, and they will be held in the peacemaking center in Lviv region. And the president of Ukraine said this was the unique day in relations between Ukraine and NATO, and also because it was the first visit of Mr. Stoltenberg to Ukraine, and this required an impressive event. More than 1,100 rescue rangers from 34 countries participated in them, and Ukraine and its partners should be ready to respond to emergency situations in an efficient way. In Krasnoyarsk and Volодарsky district and Donetsk Oblast, the special training of militiamen was held. They have crossed the field and were trained in the defense of administrative building. Also, the special military force units hold their training on water and on reconnaissance operations. Ukrainian servicemen in Arlovska village in Volnovakha district support the local residents. Thus, they provided foodstuff for 14 pensioners who are limited in their movements, and while the bridge across the river is ruined. Militiamen from Zhytomyr who keep their service in Lugansk Oblast organize special lessons, special training for children from the orphanage. They instructed them how to prevent situations with explosive objects, and also they presented them with sports things, with stationery and toys. As of today, these are all news, and since there are no further questions, thank you.